You built your rocket and you're doing your simulations in RockSim, but you notice something important. The mass of the rocket in real life does not match the rocket in RockSim. What do you do about that? That's what I'm going to cover in this video.
Welcome to Advanced Construction Videos, where we show you how to tackle rocketry, building techniques, and more. On our website, we sell kits, motors, building supplies, and electronics. So come and learn, shop, build, and fly when you visit us at apogeerockets.com.
Hi, I'm Tim Van Milligan from Apogee Components. Today I'd like to cover one of the most common questions that I get about RockSim, and that's how do you account for mass differences between real life and what's on your screen. Now there's actually 3 ways to do this, and they're all equal, but some of them are faster than the others. But I'll go through them all and show you how to make your RockSim simulation match what your real life rocket weighs. Now this is an important question because it gets to a very important subject of how do you make your simulations more accurate. And matching the weight of the rocket is the first step. Now there is a second step that's beyond the scope of this video, but getting the mass right is the first step. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use the Zephyr Jr. here as my example, and I'm going to go through the various 3 methods. Now the first method is the hardest, or the most time consuming, because what it involves is to weigh each of the components. Like here I have a nose cone, and I would take that nose cone and put it on a scale and actually weigh it. So this one weighs 61 grams. Then what you do in RockSim is you go down the components and you go through each one and you adjust each one. So I'm going to go through the nose cone right here, and my current mass right now is calculated at 75.99 grams. And I notice over here it says the mass override is on. So first of all, you need to turn off your mass override. So go up here to the mass override tab and let's turn that off. And now what it calculates here is what RockSim calculates, and it no longer says the mass override is turned on. So this is what RockSim calculates. So now how do you get the real life to match what's in RockSim? So there's 2 ways to do this. The first way is to go to the General tab, and you're going to adjust the parameters of the rocket so that they match. And one of the parameters here is the thickness of the plastic tube, or the plastic nose cone. So right now I am heavy here, and I need to get down to 61 grams. So I would adjust the thickness here, and I'll start at 0.05, hit the tab key. This is important. You have to hit the tab key. And when you do that, it readjusts or recalculates the mass based on that new volume of nose cone. So now I'm a little bit light. So now I just add a little bit of thickness to it, hit the tab key, and I'm getting pretty close. I'm at 60.97. So maybe I add another 0.003 inches to the thickness. So now it's getting really, really tiny. And sure enough, I can do that, and I can get up to 61 grams. So that's the first way. That's the hard way. The easy way is just go over here to the mass override tab, and then just type in the 61, I forget what it was. We'll just say it was 61 grams, but you need to know the center of gravity. So this is the second step. So you're going to take your nose cone and you're going to balance it on your finger. And I say it balances right there. And then you're going to get a ruler and you're going to measure from the tip to where it balances, where your finger is. And that has to be put into this CG location. Let's say that's 9 inches. I don't have a ruler with me, but let's say it's 9 inches. So you put that in there, and then you need to recheck this box that says use the mass and the CG information below. And what it's going to do is it's going to ignore the calculated mass. And that's what RockSim had calculated before. So if I check that, now again, it's the mass override is on. Whatever's in this box right here is going to be ignored. So now I have adjusted the nose cone to match real life. And you're going to do this for every component in your rocket. And that's why I said this is the long way of doing it. It's accurate, but it takes a long time. I've actually gone ahead and done it for this rocket. And one of the things we want to do is make sure that there's no engine loaded. And I have an engine loaded, so I'm going to go here to load, prepare for launch, that button right here. I'm going to clear all, so that's going to clear all the motors in there, and I'll hit OK. So now my mass of the rocket is 119.322, and I'm going to get a piece of paper, and I'm going to write that number down, 119.322 grams. And that's this number right here in the 2D display. So now if you're not seeing that mass, you're probably looking at 3D. Because when in the 3D view, it doesn't display it. So make sure you're in one of the other ones so that you can see the mass and the center of gravity location. So right now, my center of gravity for this rocket is at 14.7 grams. So now, say you did that for your entire rocket. Everything should be pretty close. Your mass should be dead on. But your center of gravity might be off just a little bit. Theoretically, I don't worry about it that much, but if you're really picky, what you're going to have to do is you're going to use method 3. Right now I'm still on method 1. Method 2 is our next one, and we're going to adjust the CG by itself. So in real life, I'm going to take this rocket here and I'm going to put it on the scale, and I'm going to measure the mass, and I get, it's kind of wobbly here, so I got to let it settle down. $149.5 grams. So I'm going to write that down. 149.5 grams is the real life mass of this rocket. So in RockSim, I'm saying 119.32. So this gets us to method number 2. So once you've gone it, so the problem with measuring all the components separately is sometimes you're missing items. Like, for example, I did the nose cone, but what am I missing on this nose cone? Can you see the difference in the nose cone? Yes, I'm sure you can. You know I'm talking about the paint because this is a black one. This one's white. This one hasn't been painted. So I don't have the mass of paint on here, nor do I have the mass of the paint on the rest of the rocket, plus mass of things like glue and decals. Those have mass too. So those have to be added, and this is where method 3 comes in, but I'm going to go over method 2 first. So in method 2, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go over here. Before I was adjusting the mass of all the components separately. Now in method number 2, I'm just going to adjust the mass of the entire rocket all at once. So I'm going to just hit mass override right here, and then you'll notice you're going to have a sustainer mass and a sustainer center of gravity. So I'm going to measure my sustainer mass is at 149.5 grams, and then I need to know where it balances. So you're going to lay it on your finger, and you're going to balance it, and I'm trying to get it to balance, so I'm pretty close right there. So, again, I didn't bring a ruler, but that looks to be about, we'll call it 16 inches, okay? You do need to use a ruler, and you always measure from the tip of the nose cone back to the center of gravity. So my measured CG location, the location where it balances, I'm going to say it's 16 inches for right now. Always watch your units. And again, hit the tab key. And then also, for it to use these values, you need to check this box that says, use the value shown below for all the simulations. So I'm going to check that box, and you'll see that the center of gravity moves. So I'm going to uncheck it, and it moved forward. When I check it, it moves back, and it moves back to 16 inches, what I had typed in up here. You'll also notice the mass is 149.5 grams. And you'll notice right here, it says user specified. That means I have turned it on. So if you see user specified here for the mass, that means that this checkbox has been checked. And if you uncheck it, it goes away. You check it, it comes back. So now at this point, my real-life rocket matches my RockSim. And this is method number 2. I find this one to be the easiest and fastest way to do things. Method number 3 is we're going to uncheck this. We're going to ignore that. And then we're going to add a new component to the design. So I'm going to go back to my rocket design components. And our current mass is 119.322. And now we need to adjust the mass of the rocket, and we're going to put in a mass object. Now, a mass object is a special component. You'll see it over here on the far right that doesn't have a shape. It's kind of like a blob of clay, and I could put it on any part of the rocket. So first I need to know how much mass to add. So remember, I just weighed this rocket at 149.5 grams. That's the real life mass. And what RockSim is telling me is 119. So I'm going to take, on my calculator, I'm going to take 149.5, which is the real life, and I'm going to subtract the 119.322, what it says here on the screen, and my result is 30.178 grams. So that is what I need to put in as a mass object. So where do we want to put that mass object? Well, we want to put it at a location where I can match the center of gravity of the rocket. So remember, in real life, I balanced it, and let's say it was 16 inches. Right now, my center of gravity is at 14 inches, so it's right there. So I need to move it back to about here. So I'm going to put my mass object somewhere behind the current location. So I'm going to select this tube, and then I'll select it and then come over here to mass object. And always it looks in the database, so I'm going to cancel out of the database. So now I'm going to say my mass, and we'll call it paint and glue mass, because we don't know what that is. And so that's typically what the difference is, although 30 grams is a lot, but there could be a lot of epoxy or something inside that's pretty heavy. So the mass right here, I'm going to say 30.178. And then I need to move the location of that mass. So right now my mass is at the front of the tube, and I need to move it so that this center of gravity comes out at 16 inches. Right now we're at 13.95 inches. So I'm just going to take the slider bar here, and I'm going to slide it until the center of gravity shown right here is at my measured location, which I'm saying is 16 inches. So I'm just going to keep moving it back until I get to 15. I want 16, so I'm going back. Keep going. Okay, right there. So it shows if I put my mass object right here, now the whole entire center of gravity is at 16 inches. And if I click OK, you'll notice that my mass of the entire rocket is 149.5, which matches real life. And the center of gravity is at 16 inches, which matches real life. So I've gone through those three methods. And the first method is component by component. It takes the longest, but it's pretty accurate. But you'll always need to add a mass object to the rocket to get it to account for things like paint and glue and decals and things like that. Method number 2 is to do a complete mass override for the entire rocket all at once. This is the quickest way. This is the way I actually recommend people do it. Just, build your rocket in RockSim. At the very end, come to this point and just say mass override, type in the mass, where it balances, and then check the box, and then you're good to go. And then the third way is adding a mass to the rocket to account for, that paint and glue. And this is method number 3. It's a little bit faster than method number 1. Typically, you use method number 1 and 3 together. The one condition that is a little bit tricky is if your mass, you have to remove mass from your rocket. Instead of adding a mass object, now you need to take mass out of the rocket. And in that case, what I would recommend is going to your components, find like maybe the nose cone, which is pretty heavy, open that up. Let's do a mass override on that. And let's say that the mass is, you have to set it greater than 0. So it can be 0.001. And the center of gravity location is at 0. And then click OK. So now our mass down here is 88. So now it's like too light, which is good. Because now I can go to that mass that I added, my paint and glue mass, and then bump that up. I forget, it was like 61 grams. So I'm going to add another 60 grams here. Let's make it 91 grams. Okay, so I'm at 149.5. And then I need to check my center of gravity location. So now my center of gravity is too far back. So now I'm going to take that mass and I'm going to move it forward again until it gets to the balance location, which we said was going to be 16 grams. Okay, or 16 inches. And then click OK. So those are the 3 ways. I hope I didn't confuse you. But if you need a refresher, again, the one that we recommend is just go to the mass override tab here on the main screen, because this controls the entire rocket. Just click on that, click this box, type in the mass that you weighed on your scale, and then the center of gravity location where it balances on your finger, measured from the tip of the nose cone back. That's what I would recommend. Is one method more accurate than another? You're not going to notice any difference. It comes down to the moment of inertia of the rocket, and that gets it down where the differences are so small that you're not going to notice. So again, just use the mass override tab, and that's going to be the fastest, quickest way to do things, probably the easiest way as well. So my name is Tim Van Milligan. This is the Apogee Rocketry Workshop. Thanks for watching. May the winds be light, may the skies be blue, and may all your rockets fly straight and true.